Just a quick line, that's it. It is a beautiful thing. Look at that.
Look, we're busy. We're busy, ladies. We work, we do this podcast, but, at the end of the day, you still got to put food on the table for your hungry boys.
Hungry boys.
Hungry boys.
Boys, they need their foods. They need their dinners.
And I know here,
feed your hungry boys.
I know here in the internet, on the World Wide Web, I like to play some sort of anti-capitalist, socialist person who wants to help others. But at the end of the day, honestly, when my back is against the wall and I need something to feed them hungry boys, there's nothing like turning to capitalism and getting a recipe from one of the Illumination, I lost it. I had a really good speech there. Basically, we looked up, keep that all in there. Basically, here's what happened. Here, keep it in there. We looked up shitty recipes from shitty corporations, all right? And today, we got one. Our first stop, goddamn Betty Crocker. I think we all know Betty Crocker is a crime against the culinary world, and let's just take a look at this recipe I found, a classic recipe of, who doesn't love a hearty orzo? So here we go. We have cilantro beef orzo, just a classic. This was submitted by someone called Muffin Goddess, and her quote is,
Muffin Goddess.
Yeah, this is one of my
it's going to be good.
You know it's going to be good. She's a Muffin Goddess.
You can tell because of the smiley face.
I mean, that smiley face is...
the smiley face emoji for her profile.
Yeah, this is one of Muffin Goddess's favorite main dish orzo recipes. How many orzo recipes do you have? The only time I'm making orzo if I find a recipe.
Main dish orzo, because there's also side dish orzo.
This isn't your dessert orzos that we're talking about.
Right, this isn't like your breakfast orzo, like your snack. It's like, I just need a quick snack of orzo.
Yeah, quick and easy to make. Always good for them weeknight dinners and your hungry boys.
And easy to make is the key here.
Yeah. It reheats well.
That is the key to Culinary Delights.
You're going to have to let me finish reading this, and then we can take all your comments. It reheats well, and
I can't stop being
Oh, my God.
You can't cage this bird.
I guess not. It's actually not bad cold either, and that reminds me, I have a very bad habit of never reheating my leftovers, and I think it's because I've never just grown to like myself. And I feel
that's a really bad habit. Yeah. Why do you eat cold leftovers?
But Adam's always like, I can eat that up for you. And I'm like, the spaghetti's fine cold. What are you doing? He's like,
why on earth would you eat cold spaghetti?
It's fine.
No, it's not. Lilith, that isn't good.
It's really good.
I don't like that.
I'm sorry.
I mean... But it's not that I don't think it's going to hurt you, the spaghetti, but it hurts me to know that you don't love yourself enough to heat up your spaghetti.
So just kind of lazy.
That's beyond lazy. I mean, a microwave's pretty fucking lazy.
All right, leave me alone. Forget I said anything. But leave that in there and hashtag hot food for Lilith in the comments.
Hashtag psychological problem.
All right, well, this recipe...
Hashtag deeper issues.
This recipe is going to be ready in 25 minutes.
That's good.
It only has 10 ingredients, which is a lot for...
That's a lot a simple recipe.
Yeah.
Like for a lot. Yeah. 10 ingredients is a lot from a hungry boys.
Yeah. So here are the ingredients. 3 cups of beef broth. And
that's a great start.
I feel like if recipes are making me buy beef broth, the recipe should call for the whole thing of beef broth. None of this 3 cups.
3 cups is exactly a thing and a half, because I think they come in pints. But you can get cans too.
You gotta get that canned beef broth. Get a can.
I feel like this particular recipe calls for the can.
It depends, who the sponsor is. Is it a sponsor that sells canned beef broth, or is it a sponsor that?
Well, it looks like the sponsor is San Giorgio.
Yeah, 1.5 cups
or Walmart.
It's Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart's the sponsor.
1.5 cups of uncooked orzo. And 1.5 cups of rose marina pasta.
Okay, so a
Okay.
brand of pasta.
Is it a brand of pasta? Because
I don't know.
let's click the link and see what happens.
Maybe rosmarina is a type of pasta. Yeah,
If you click that link, it takes you to the thing that says pasta. Pronounced
pasta. It takes you to pasta. And rosmarina is not listed on it.
It's not listed here.
What a great link!
What a
I'm
great
so glad
link.
that we clicked that link.
So that really wasn't to tell you what Rosmarina
That
pasta
was a fantastic
Wait.
link. Like,
Hold on. What happens
Yes.
if I click the Orzo pasta link? It takes me to the same
I
page.
need to click that link so I can bookmark that link.
And Orzo isn't on here either. So it's just to explain to you what pasta is.
But it does take you to food
Pasta.
pasta.
So what their assumption is here is that if you're reading this recipe, you know what Orzo is and you know what Rosmarina is. Your conflict mentally is you don't know what pasta is.
I feel like the conceit here is that they were absolutely banking on that you were not going to click those hyperlinks.
It's also true.
I think they were banking on the fact that anyone that didn't know what Orzo or Rosmarina pasta was going to be too embarrassed to admit it because they think they're like, no, I'm a chef. Of course I know what Orzo pasta is. I'm not clicking that link. That's the only explanation because that was maybe one of the least helpful links I've ever seen to anything ever.
I'm going to ask you to stop there because I think we've had our fun. And I've just realized something. The next ingredient is an 11-ounce can of vacuum-packed whole kernel corn. And whole kernel corn is a link. So let's click this link. It explains what corn is.
It takes us to corn.
Also, I love that this recipe is written like Don Draper is trying to pitch a marketing thing. 1 can vacuum-packed whole kernel corn. So it's like an 11-ounce can of corn. No.
Right.
An 11-ounce can of vacuum-packed whole kernel corn.
Vacuum-packed. I love it.
Vacuum-packed, undrained. I don't want you draining that water out of there.
Cigarettes don't give you cancer. They're toasted.
They're toasted. The tobacco.
The other brands, they give you cancer. Ours are toasted.
1 4-ounce can diced green chilies, undrained. I'm going to assume that if I click that,
we gotta see that.
It's going to tell us what a chili pepper is.
Chile, but it's a Chile, so it's the country.
A 10-ounce can of. All right, hold on, because now the first thing, it was pasta, whole kernel corn, green chilies. This is a 10-ounce can of Rotel Mexican Fiesta tomatoes. These you
Festival
do drain.
Tomatoes. It's Mexican festival.
These you do drain. You do drain
They
these.
couldn't bother to change it to Fiesta.
But here's the question. If I click this link, is it just going to take me to tomatoes?
It's going to take you to tomatoes. Food.tomatoes.
Well, why not Rotel Mexican Festival tomatoes?
Let's find out. I mean, we have to know.
I mean, I know what a tomato is. Oh my God. Tomato or tomato. You would think that these links would take you to like Walmart, because Walmart's sponsoring it, and let you add these tomatoes and corn to your cart. But it just takes you to a page that tells you what a tomato is.
This is great.
2 teaspoons of olive oil or 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil.
We don't need to click that. We know where it's going.
No, hold on though. Olive oil is a link. Vegetable oil isn't a link.
What's vegetable oil going to cover that olive oil doesn't cover?
Half a pound of extra lean beef, sliced, such as stir-fry beef.
Okay.
And there's a link to beef if you are unfamiliar with what beef is.
A beef hyperlink.
Yeah. 1 medium bell pepper.
Unfamiliar with what beef is, yeah.
You're here in America. You're making beef orzo, and you're like, what's beef? Beef. Quarter cup of fresh cilantro, and then an optional quarter cup of sliced black olives.
Black olives are always optional, but if you really want to white up your Mexican food, black olives are not optional. If you really just want to vacuum seal out the culture of Mexico, if you want to just separate that from your food.
Black olives.
Black olives are the key.
I'm just eating black olives straight out of the jar all the time. I never have them for
Here's
cooking.
the thing, I love black olives.
I love black
I love the way
olives.
black olives taste. I love
never
canned
put 'em
black
on-
olives.
I
And I
never-
love them. And
I've never put them on Mexican
I'm making
food.
fucking taco tip today.
You ready for the rest of this Orzo recipe? Because now I can tell you how to cook it. Yeah. So combine the broth, the corn, the pasta, the chilies, and tomato in a 2-quart saucepan. Heat to boiling.
Oh, that sounds so good.
You're putting all this in here.
Except for the pasta. Wait, with the pasta.
No, the
okay,
pasta.
So broth,
but the pasta's not cooked yet.
Is there anything? Are any of these ingredients not going in this saucepan?
As of now, the beef's not in there yet. So
No beef in the saucepan. Okay, everything but the beef.
Yeah.
And not the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Or the tomatoes, yes, but not
not the beef,
not
not
the
black olives.
Not the olives.
You cover and you simmer this for approximately 10 minutes or until the pasta is al dente, which they don't have a link to tell you what that is. And of all the things...
No, they don't, because al dente is not food.
Yeah, but I would say if anything, if someone is cooking this, al dente would be the one thing I'd think they'd probably want to know what that means.
Well, everyone knows what al dente is, but not everyone has heard of beef.
All right. Remove from the heat and let stand until nearly all the liquid is absorbed. While pasta is cooking, spray a 10-inch skillet with cooking spray. Now, that's not in the ingredients here, but okay.
And it's sure not. It's sure not. And there's definitely no hyperlink.
Wait, you're spraying with cooking spray and then adding the oil? Like, isn't the olive oil... The olive oil does what the cooking spray is supposed to do.
Well,
all right.
But here's the thing. Walmart sells both cooking spray and olive oil. So if you want to make a proper Walmart recipe, you gotta spray your pan with cooking spray and then add the olive oil.
Saute the sliced beef and the bell pepper in oil for about 5 minutes. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I do have to bring this point. Cooking olive oil at medium-high heat is some of the worst advice I've ever.
Yeah. You just
because if you know anything about actual cooking, you know that olive oil has one of the lowest smoke points. So you don't ever cook it at high heat because it just starts smoking and it ruins your olive oil. So this recipe is going to be great.
Here's the thing: you put it on low heat. And you
That's
just wait.
What the cooking oil is for.
You just wait for you just wait for the olive oil to get hot before you wait for it to warm up. Anyway, you saute all this for 5 minutes, stirring occasionally until the beef is browned to your liking.
That's okay. There you go.
Stir the beef and potato and the peppers in the pasta mixture. Then mix in cilantro and the black olives if you're using them. And then
voila!
Wait, here's the last part of the recipe. Serve. And I'm glad that's on
good
because I'd hate to
love
think
when
that
they
someone
do that because just now just throw it away.
You got all this stuff.
I made all this. What do I do now?
You wake up the next morning.
Mom, where's dinner? It's like, I don't know. It's on the stove. I don't know what to do with it. Sorry, the instructions didn't tell me. They just left me out to dry. There wasn't a hyperlink.
Yeah, there's just a saucepan full of food going bad on top of the stove.
Full of food just sitting there for all of eternity.
All right, I think now I want you to prepare yourself physically for this photo because part of the reason I did it is I saw the photo first and I had to grab this recipe.
The photo is what sold it. But ladies and gentlemen, the reveal. This is when all that work is. Oh, look at that!
Wow! Karen Elizabeth, great photo. And I'm going to be
so
full disclosure.
Karen Elizabeth. Oh,
full disclosure. If you follow me on Instagram and I put pictures when I bake bread or dessert, I don't get lighting. I'm not a food photographer. And I always make a joke about how my food always looks a little off because I don't get the lighting right. But come on.
Well, okay. Now
people at least see I do a big thing of challah bread and maybe the lighting's not the best, but you're that looks really good. This looks like something you would get in an orphanage or prison.
I think the lighting is intentional to hide the fact that the camera was not in focus.
I mean, you beat me.
True camera obscura.
You beat me to part 2, which is
Karen Elizabeth, the renowned food photographer. Took everything into account here.
Man, I don't know. I don't know how hungry your boys are, but they better be awfully hungry.
Boys, the hungry boys gotta feed my hungry boys. They want this. This is what my boys love. Right here.
Ready in 25
All right, let's close
minutes.
the show, babe.